Today on the Deep Dive, we're looking into something really captivating. You know, those moments caught on film or maybe digitally that they defy explanation. A photograph, they say, is worth 1,000 words, but what about the ones that leave you completely speechless?
Exactly. We're talking about pictures that don't just bring back memories. They stir up these unsettling feelings. They spark theories, a lot of curiosity, and sometimes, just pure creepiness.
From dusty old albums, forgotten cameras.
Or even like a random photo appearing on your phone today. These pictures seem to hold something extra.
Okay, so here's what we're doing today. We're going to explore 5 unexplained and frankly pretty eerie photos found on old cameras in albums or just mysteriously showing up. We'll dig into the background for each one, look at the unsettling details, and talk about the theories people have come up with.
Both the rational ones and, well, the stranger ones.
Get ready for some spine-chilling flashes from the past and the present. All right, let's start with one submitted by a listener, Alex. This photo's been in his family for a couple of generations.
Right.
Taken on a really old camera, like early 70s. It was actually kept on a slide for maybe 40 years before Alex's aunt found it.
Wow. Okay.
So the photo, it shows Alex's dad at a shipyard. Seems pretty normal. But then you look closer.
Yeah.
There's this ghostly image. It looks like a person holding him under the arms. Now, most of the family, they just say, oh, it's a run of color. A film defect.
Okay, technical glitch. But what makes it interesting?
Well, it's Alex's father's memory. He says really clearly that back then he had 2 imaginary friends. And get this, they were boat builders. He could describe them perfectly, even down to the type and the color of their boots.
That's very specific for imaginary friends. Usually it's a bit fuzzier,
Exactly. So, is it just a run of color? A chemical smudge on an old slide? That's what most of the family thinks.
A common thing with old photos, absolutely.
Yeah.
Light leaks, chemical issues during development. It happens.
But then you have the father's memory. These detailed imaginary friends who were boat builders at a shipyard.
The coincidence is striking. Could it be some kind of, spiritual leftover? Something from the shipyard's past that may be connected with him as a kid.
It definitely makes you wonder about that place, the history, the people who worked there.
Yeah, the stories those old walls could tell.
Okay, moving on. Next up, we've got a photo that seems totally innocent at first glance. A baby picture from the 1990s.
Right.
This was posted online back in 2018 by someone who wishes to remain anonymous. It's him as a baby taken by his mom in their backyard, somewhere out in the countryside.
Okay, so what's the creepy part?
Well, the user pointed it out. In the top left corner, there's this figure, or maybe an object, lurking there.
Lurking.
Yeah. And the uploader, he has absolutely no idea what it is. He shoots down the usual ideas, scarecrow, overturned wheelbarrow, weird shadow in the trees.
So he's ruled out the logical stuff. What does he think it is?
He's pretty convinced it's paranormal. A ghost, some kind of presence.
Interesting. And what backs that up besides just the look of it?
His mother remembers that day really clearly. Her husband was away, so it was just her and the baby alone in the house. And she also mentioned that weird things used to happen in that house before they even found this photo. Cutlery disappearing, curtains moving on their own, that kind of stuff.
Okay, so there's a history of odd occurrences there. That adds context.
Plus, the location. Way out in the countryside, just a couple of other houses nearby, an old church. Not really the place you'd expect someone to be, just, standing around in a strange outfit in the background.
Right, less likely to be a random person. And the house itself.
It was empty before they moved in. They didn't know much about its history.
So, the theories about this figure, what are people saying?
Oh, they're all over the place. Some say it looks like an old military uniform, maybe World War I era. Others think it looks more futuristic, like a spacesuit or something.
Wow, quite a range.
Someone even inverted the image, flipped the colors. And they said it made it look more like a solid physical thing, not just a shadow or light trick.
Inverting can sometimes bring out details or just create new artifacts, but it adds to the mystery. For now, it's just unexplained.
Yeah. Okay, let's jump back further in time. Photography itself hasn't been around that long in the grand scheme of things.
Relatively speaking, yeah.
So when new images pop up from major historical events like World War I, it's always significant.
Absolutely. It gives us a fresh window into the past.
So March 2013, Anton Olaf, an analog photography expert in San Diego, gets a tip. There's a bunch of old camera gear at an antique shop.
Okay.
Anton drives over in his van, which is actually a converted school bus that's also his darkroom, which is cool.
Nice setup.
And he finds this strange-looking camera, a 1901 stereo camera.
Oh, one of the early 3D cameras. 2 lenses capture slightly different views. Fascinating tech.
He buys it for $100, spends hours trying to get it open, and inside,
Don't tell me.
a historical treasure trove. 12 glass plates, 4 were blank, but 8 were negatives.
Wow. Just sitting there for over a century.
He couldn't really make out the images on the plates himself, so he scanned them, and what he found was incredible.
Yeah.
A whole series of never-before-seen photos from the Great War, World War I.
Yeah.
Probably taken somewhere in France, though the exact locations aren't clear.
Unbelievable find. Just pure chance.
But one photo in particular, it's really unsettling.
Go on.
It shows 2 soldiers. They're standing in front of just like total rubble, and they're propping up this massive bombshell.
Whoa.
Almost certainly the thing that caused all the destruction right behind them.
That is deeply creepy and incredibly thought-provoking. You're looking at the cause and effect right there.
Yeah. Not just a snapshot, is it? It connects you directly to that moment, that reality.
You have to wonder about those soldiers. Who were they? What had they just been through? Posing with that bomb.
What must have been going through their minds? Did they make it through the war? So many didn't.
Anton's find really gave us a chilling glimpse into the past. Those unknown faces stuck on a battlefield.
Okay, another one from the past. This photo dates back to 1916.
Right.
About 5 years ago, some guy posts on Reddit. He just bought a new house, and the previous owners left this old photograph behind, almost a century old.
A nice piece of history for the house.
Yeah, but when he looked really closely, he found something unexpected.
What was it?
In the top right corner, at one of the windows, there seems to be a little boy standing there, looking out into the yard.
A boy in a 1916 photo.
Yeah. I mean, it's an old photo, so it's not perfectly sharp, but when you zoom in, it definitely looks like a small child.
Could it be a reflection? Or just, the way the light is hitting the glass? Pareidolia?
He didn't think so. He wasn't satisfied with those explanations, so he did some digging, found someone who knew the original homeowner.
Yeah.
Turns out the couple who lived there back in 1916, they never had kids of their own, but they spent a lot of time with their nephew. And here's the tragic part. That nephew was killed in a car accident, along with the original owner of the house.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that provides a potential supernatural angle.
Yeah.
The boy in the window could be the nephew's ghost.
That's the theory. Of course, people suggested other things too. Maybe it was a doll left in the window, or maybe just a visiting child who happened to be there.
Sure. Plausible explanations. Was the photo checked for tampering?
Yeah, apparently it was examined, and they found it was a genuine, unaltered photo from the period.
What's really interesting, though, is that the current owner renovated the house after finding this.
Right.
And he says there's been no other weird activity, no ghostly sightings, nothing else strange.
So maybe it was just a moment captured. Or maybe the renovation disturbed things.
Or maybe it was just a trick of light after all.
Okay.
But still, knowing that story, seeing that image, it would definitely stick with you, wouldn't it? Living in that house.
For sure. Okay, last one. We're jumping right into the modern day now. No dusty albums here.
Okay, a digital mystery.
Exactly. Happened about 2 years ago. A criminology student at the University of Cincinnati, he posted this really weird story online.
What happened?
He found a photo on his iPhone. One he swears he never took, never downloaded, never screenshotted. It just appeared.
Okay, that is weird. How?
Well, it was a weekday, middle of the semester. He said he was pretty stressed out, long-distance relationship, feeling kind of isolated. He'd FaceTime his girlfriend every night.
Right.
So this one night, he goes into his photo album. He was going to find a picture of them to post on Instagram. And that's when he saw it.
Saw what?
This new photo. At first, it was so dark, he thought it might just be a black screen, like a glitch. He had to crank the brightness way up.
And when he did?
It revealed this really mysterious, kind of low-res picture. He described it. Looks like it's taken in the middle of a field at night, barely any light. There's a building way off in the distance with a few lights on, lots of fog, and a big tree.
Okay, atmospheric. But what's the creepy part?
There seems to be a shadow. To the right of whoever took the picture, a big shadow stretching towards the middle of the photo. He said it was, quote, creeping me out so hard.
I bet. So the big question, how did it get onto his phone?
Exactly. People online asked him to check the GPS data, the metadata on the photo, but he said he didn't know how. Others suggested maybe someone airdropped it to him.
plausible if he was near someone else with an iPhone.
But he was adamant. He said AirDrop was never turned on. He didn't even really know how it worked.
Okay, so accidental transfer seems unlikely in his mind. The photo itself, any clues? Landmarks.
It's too grainy, too foggy, impossible to tell where it was taken. The only other really weird details are these two faint lines that seem to hang in the air over the building in the distance.
Lines? Like what? Power lines?
Yeah.
Or something else?
Hard to say. Could be man-made. Could be something else. People speculated about UFOs, naturally. There was even a darker theory someone floated, that maybe it was related to ISIS hacking, leaving disturbing images as a scare tactic, though that seems a bit far-fetched, maybe.
Yeah, that's a leap. But the most interesting theory actually came from the student himself, right?
Yeah, this is where it gets really strange. He said that in the weeks before finding this photo, he'd been having incredibly intense, weird nightmares.
Nightmares about what?
Just darkness, scary things happening, loved ones dying, being chased by shadowy figures, really unsettling stuff.
Okay.
And the timestamp on the photo, it was 1:09 p.m., a time when he was usually asleep, napping between classes.
So, what's he suggesting?
He actually wondered, could his phone have somehow captured an image from his dream?
Whoa! That's capturing a dream.
I know, it sounds impossible, but given the nightmares, the timing, the appearance of this inexplicable photo, that was his own bizarre theory.
It's certainly the most unique explanation. A technological capture of a subconscious image. Wild.
So we've looked at 5 really different images today. A shipyard ghost, a backyard lurker, soldiers from a lost time, a boy in a window, and a dream on a phone.
Yeah, each one is chilling in its own way. Each one leaves you with that nagging question, what really happened here?
These photos are powerful reminders, aren't they? They freeze a moment, but sometimes that moment includes something we just can't easily explain away.
They really push up against the edges of what we think is possible, what we understand about the world, or maybe even other worlds.
So what do you make of it all? Are these genuine glimpses of the unexplained, or are our own minds just hardwired to see patterns, to create stories, especially when faced with something ambiguous and a little bit creepy?
It's the ultimate question with these things, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where does interpretation end and reality begin?
What's your take? We'd love to know.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into the unexplained.
We really hope you enjoyed this look into the mysterious. And hey, if you did, please consider liking this, sharing it with a friend who loves creepy stuff, and subscribing to our channel, Horror Docs. We've got plenty more chilling stories coming your way.